Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another Steel Division replay. This is a 3v3 with Allies versus Axis. Wow, everyone already trying to kill each other. Wonderful. Vodka, go here. Anyway, we have vodka, Red Bull. Probably not a good mix, don't try it. New Warder and Pongo on the Axis side versus Brother Pedro, which I think was in my last game. Nick John and V86. Brother Pedro in the last game, if I recall correctly, used his third armor to initiate a major flanking maneuver, which is very good. I'll be curious to see how this goes, but this map is different than the last map. Other than a giant area in the middle with areas to flank, there is like this small route you could flank here, but the rest of it has a lot of heavy forest, as we can tell. So the infantry are actually going to do really well on the left and right. And we can see here the armored. Let's see. So where's Brother Pedro? That's Nick. Welcome. So Brother Pedro on the right, maybe? Hold on. Where is he? Where is that brother? He hasn't places. Oh, there he is. He's on the right. Oh, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be quite difficult for armor. Not a lot of straight shots, so armor could have issues with AT. We have also the 6th Airborne, which is great for infantry and for bringing in some great planes. We also have the 15th Infantry, which is good for artillery strikes and whatnot. We have the Fallschirmjägers, which bring up some, once again, very, very good infantry along with Air Force and AT abilities. The 352 Infantry, which has some good, I believe is best in Phase B, and brings up a lot of good artillery as well. And then we have the 12 SS Panzer, which is some good armored units that just keeps getting better and better. It doesn't start off strong, but damn does it get better. So we'll see how well that goes. And we can see here, just to show off some veterancy, we can see here that a V86's 6th Airborne, a lot of really, really powerful vet troops. Versus, I mean, don't get me wrong, was it Vodka? Yeah, they have a, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of last game where it has a stolen equipment. So this has some stolen British equipment. So we see here the Cromwell and the Firefly, which is itself hilarious that they have that, by the way. But it's like, yeah. So it looks like he's trying to customize it a little bit better. But over here we have Pong, who has the Fallschirmjägers, and once again, a lot of very powerful vetted troops. Veterancy is very key in this game. If you have vetted troops, then just increases firepower, make sure they last longer, and allows them to pretty much keep the game going in your favor in a battle. So you kind of want it. Now let's fast forward a little bit to get through this battle phase and get through to see where they're going. Now again, in this kind of environment, I know last game was like, oh, AT gun's good for long shots. You can't really do that because the maps are so windy that unfortunately it's very hard. Even on like this map, you can't fire long range with AT. So it's really in this game just getting infantry as far as you can in heavy cover. What the heck is that? You get a Lil John that quickly? Oh, nice. So, oh yeah, sorry, Airborne, duh. I'm like, wait. Yeah, the Lil John, very powerful tank, but very weak armor. So, you know, has to deal with that. So let's see where the Allies are going. Allies pushing up pretty damn far. Axis, let's see what they're doing. Axis also pushing up pretty far, but though they're pushing up in middle and right pretty far, whereas the left seems to be a double team approach. Yes, definitely a double team. I see both V86 and Nick all pushing his forces, and Nick very slow through the mountains. Look how goddamn slow that is. He's going pretty fast, and it's going to take some time for a lot of his support equipment to even get there. And we can see here, they're all going through. This could cause some major issues. You want to take the road, then go? Because you'll go so much faster. Yeah, it's going to take a while for just open terrain. So we'll see what happens. Allied forces quickly taking over, let's see, this middle junction area. I don't want to say city. It just looks like a farm area. Axis trying to, I guess, lock down this area. Let's see, Allied forces here. Vet 3 troops cannot, again, state how amazing those are, but freaking giant blob of forces now just rushing through. This could be an issue. This could be a serious issue because look how, just in perspective, that's a ton of infantry with flamethrowers. That being said, some of them are Osttruppen, which are weaker, but then some of them are like Grenadiers, which are vet too. So we'll see how well the things are. Plus, the Osttruppen are now Vet 1, so that kind of undermines that, like, their weakened stance where they can't fight as well. So we have the giant blob moving in versus the Allied forces, which does have a tank. The Little John is powerful, and they don't really have anything to fight that. So the Little John will just most likely open fire and just do a ton of damage. Very nice job. Looks like they're using the main gun, trying to annihilate a lot of forces. We do have some artillery, looks like, coming in. They do have to worry because a lot of those guys do have some AT. Nice shot on that Kubel. No, I'm sorry, not Kubel. Damn it, I can't talk today. Half track. We do have a mortar. Looks like opening fire from farther back, the 120. Not bad idea. Again, try to blow them up from afar. It looks like they're trying to target that tank, fall it back. Not a bad idea. The blob is still active and still pushing up. How are we doing elsewhere? So middle, remember, V86 sent most of his forces over here, so he has a very small detachment against essentially the main vodka force, I want to say. Because the New Order's the one over here mostly. So the fact that New Order is holding this guy back is pretty astounding, because again, that's a double team. But that also could be the fact that literally Nick Jean took the slowest route possible. Holy God, that's taken forever to get your forces there. So that could be a big issue. Blob is moving up, and now we have a huge infantry engagement moving up. Using flamethrowers to burn them out. Allies are in full retreat while the Axis are still pressing and burning them out of the forest. This is a main juncture point too, because that controls the main road to this point. So the fact that they now get access to this road, which will allow faster access to a lot of major areas, again, for flanking as well. Allies still in full retreat. Axis pushing up with flamethrowers and recon as well to keep sight so the bombs can keep dropping. Artillery hitting the Allies on their retreat path, and we have like one unit out of like a 8-man squad. Little John trying to open fire, but things are not going well for the Allies in this juncture point. We have Nick finally pushing up, but we still have a lot of AT with Grenadiers and AT components. So while this double, oh god, Honey Assault, which are these cheap tanks right here, which I'm sure will last a long time, I'm sure of it, could be issue. Though, we have a Mosquito. I love the Mosquito. It essentially drops flames on enemy positions. So this could help turn the tide. Flames coming down, hitting the forest area right on top of Axis forces, pinning down and making a lot of their forces fall back. So this could definitely help, because half their army is now in full retreat, meaning the most frontal assault will not have the reserves to fall back on. They can still push. They still have numerous forces that will still open fire and do a lot of damage, especially versus even though that's a 3-star unit, it's anti-tank, not anti-infantry. But it's still holding, it's still fighting, and it could hold out for a little longer. We shall see. Tanks seem to be opening fire, getting pretty damn close. Very surprised that they aren't throwing some bombs at the enemy, but looks like that's about to go. No, they threw it, but just not doing a lot of damage. They can throw another. Reloading, trying to fire another. Tanks just coming in from multiple areas to overwhelm it. There we go. They killed one, so that could be big. They're like, oh god. But remember, it took 2 to kill 1, so they need to move something up. He has no other AT unit in the area. Move up your Panzerschreck, dude. You have issues. You have some serious damn issues. Wait, hold on. How far is that? 400 meters. Well, how much? That must be just slightly out of range for them to throw it. But yeah, you have no... Okay, now you have your Panzer III moving up. Yeah, that could have helped a while ago. So tank opening fire. We still have that. We now have the Churchill, but this is like one of the worst spots possible because you can't see in that forest. So this thing could just be like, oh, open fire, and then randomly a bazooka or Panzerschreck will just come out of nowhere if it's stolen and just hit that thing inside and blow it the kingdom come. So that could be an issue. Allies seem to be holding in mid pretty damn well. It's still 50-50. And on the right-hand side, we have a ton of infantry moving up. Pongo was like, I'm not done just yet. It's a huge infantry line. What the hell is that? LG-40. Let me see. Is that a... What the heck? LG-40. Armor piercing. So it's like a weird AT gun with explosive capabilities, I think? Sure, why not? Anyway, it's on defense. Just hanging out. We have some M16s moving up. I think that's just for 8A capabilities, which I guess that's a good idea. Because again, you're versing Pongo, who is essentially an airborne. So it's like, man, maybe we should get some AA just in case they send planes. Who are we versing again? Oh, the airborne guy. Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, it looks like the Axis gains a small point lead. Unfortunately, it looks like all the units that fell back from the fire mostly died. So that's a huge issue, meaning he doesn't have enough to continue his assault. Nice job picking off the AT gun and whatnot. He can knock out that stuff. That could definitely help up move additional armor. Though we can see here a lot more vetted troops moving up. And while he has troops coming up, they're not vetted. So that can be a big issue. Also, he has some AT guns moving, anti-air guns, which I know those anti-air guns. They're not great. They're okay. So he should be fine. On the right-hand side, they're still holding out just fine. Not sure why that tank isn't opening fire. I mean, the Ostrupen are pretty... He really could press over here. Oh, maybe he's trying to hide from that Panzer III. I have no idea why that tank is just hidden there, but alright. Morduk, best of luck. Anyway, infantry moving up, trying to push in for this on the right-hand side. Wow, looks like the Allied forces are having some issues over here. Nice shot knocking out the half-track. That being said, we have additional forces, including artillery moving in. Infantry trying to lock down that area. AT gun moving up. Some serious AT. So we can definitely see some issues with those CMDs. Well, I mean, don't worry, they're good, but they have very weak armor. So an AT gun can very easily pop them very quickly. So they're moving up, most likely trying to get a better position and try to hit that infantry. Move back from the AT gun, which they think may be coming. Not entirely sure. Allied forces holding the hill pretty well, not 50%. So, oh boy. Yeah, now the honey moves in. Like, I don't know why you were just standing there for so long, but alright. Just literally going point blank to murder a bunch of troops. Are you serious? Jesus, he just mowed down all those forces. Like, a tank rolls up and sneaks up on him. Not something you typically see. Yeah, that tank is annihilating them close up. They need to send in some help. They have no AT, so honestly, that Panzer III could move up and save him. But he's not doing it. Why, I don't know. I really, really could not tell you. Anyway, it's New Order versus V86 once again, with Nick providing some fire support. Still have that Panzer Strike group. I'm wondering if you're trying to wait for a tank. That's why you're just like, don't fire unless fired upon. So that way you can wait for an armored unit to come in, just pop it with a couple, what is this, Piat's close range. But we'll see. We will see. You have the recon unit coming in. Time for the Piat, I'm assuming. Nope, doesn't fire. And now that full Slayer squad's opening fire on the Panzer Strike squad, and looks like killing the squads inside. Damn it. Well, he tried. Lots of... Okay, here's the thing. Allies launching a counterattack. Some very, very powerful pairs coming in. With all Vet 3, which could be very crucial, especially versus a bunch of very weak Ostrupen. Well, Ostrupen can be fine on support. On the main thrust versus a bunch of vetted troops, they will not survive. So we'll see how well that goes. Allied forces pushing up. Ostrupen trying to hold, and they're engaging. But things are not going well. They're just being picked apart. Completely surrounded and quickly neutralized. They surrender. Para is moving up in full force. Again, probably should move up that squad leader to keep their veterancy. Now they're at 2, so things could be a little better. But these Ostrupen are being annihilated and are forced to fall back. It's a very nice infantry engagement here. I love the infantry engagement. And we have more infantry coming up. I'm assuming they're more Ostrupen, but I think you just need more vetted troops, honestly. I mean, to be fair, you can say, oh, Greyshot, they're more expensive. Like, no. I've played these doctrines. They're, like, probably the same. It's just you choose to, like, when you deploy them, when you don't. Anyway. Even, like, a leader could just improve them slightly, so that way you can be in a better position. Right now, the Axis still have a slight lead, though it's a draw right now. You need either a minor victory to win, otherwise it's just a draw. Wow, annihilated that poor unit. Those CMDs still alive. Axis though pushing up with some Jaegers. That guy's out of cover. Those mechanized will probably annihilate him if he doesn't do something very soon. So probably should play more defensive. Though we have some very powerful Kenwerfers just hiding out, I'm assuming. Yep. Just for Kenwerfers. Now, if you're wondering why these things can be a big issue, it's because look at that attack power 20. That being said, their range, 500 meters. But 500 meters against a bunch of those tanks, if they get a good shot, oh boy, I see a lot of dead tanks in the future. But that's if they get the shot. Oh, damn it, looks like they missed. And although they broke the tracks, and the MGs quickly annihilate that thing. That's why I like having range. So that way you can kind of like, okay, let me set the AT gun here, and it can just pop them from afar. Which is honestly, I think, what you should do with that Firefly. Set it this way, so they can just pop a lot of those forces. And there really isn't, like, he has coverage all around here, so it's not like they would be flanked. Wow, huge battle going on. Paris, though, moving up. Oh, actually, no, pulling back. Just a lot of troops here. Grenadiers moving up. Along with, is there, yep, there's a squad leader, looks like. Fire coming down, I'm assuming. Yep, Mosquito just dropped down some fire to break up the Axis assault. Very cool. Fighter deployed, but I think it's a little late. It's not going to catch up, which sucks. We are in Phase B right now, so I'm expecting more and more aircraft. Oh my god. New Order is just saying, fuck it, and sending all of his infantry, every single piece he has, in a final, I'm assuming, ditch assault to just break up the Allies in the force. Because if he loses this forest area, they could spill out and use the main roads to cut across his flank here and everywhere else. So we'll see what happens. Fighters deploying more and more against the other fighter, the Tempest, deployed by V-86. It is Vet 2, but versing 2, we'll see how things go. Tempest coming in. Looks like it's trying to get a shot off on the fighter. Managed to not fire a single shot. Other fighter coming in on its tail, having some issues. Turning slightly better. The other fighter cannot get a shot off, but the other one, remember, the first fighter coming in, getting a couple shots off. This fighter needs to pull back. It's going blow to blow, but it's not surviving this game long term. It needs to fall back and get out of there. Wow, half-track getting some shots in with the MG. Tempest, though, not giving up, coming in for the shot and missing. Trying, I'm assuming, pulling back would probably be the key. Either that or he's waiting for some support, which I don't expect. We have another fighter coming in, but that one's going after the 190 more so after I try to, I'm assuming, no, it actually just dropped some bombs and it's leaving. All right. The Tempest now falling back, but it should have fallen back sooner. Getting some nice shots on it from the fighters, and it gets shot down. Again, I think it was trying to go a little too deep, trying to focus too much, and things did not go well. But now we have a ton of forces moving in. Look at all that veterancy. That's a ton of forces. They will easily get forced to surrender, and I can see this entire area breaking, and he knows it. Right now, he knows it. You can see your V-86 is like, help, 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 help. And Nick John is coming in with some bombers. I'm assuming trying to break them up. Nope, missed, not even going for the bombers, seeming to be going for something else. He's pulling back. We have fighter escort coming in. Oh, he pulled back so the fighter would die so that we can drop in bombs. Mosquito bomber coming in, trying to bomb some of that infantry. Bombs deployed. Will it work? Bombs get some targets, pinning down a huge chunk of the Axis line. Now, Allied forces moving up in a ditch effort for a defensive line here. Let's try to hold. Now, they have an AA gun, which could provide some anti-infantry support, but we'll see. On the right-hand side, we have the Axis still on pretty much playing defense, but still slightly gaining the line. Now, that Firefly could easily one-shot that Armadillo, and it looks like it, I think it killed the other one. Fighter coming in, trying to get some shots in, but the bomb has been deployed and the AA gun has been neutralized. I kind of want to say blue, that's all, folks. That's the amount of times I've been unable to talk. Wow, forced to surrender, that sucks. Anyway, Axis forces still pressing in after that surrender, and it looks like a lot of infantry units are here with mechanized. They could try to get some shots off. They do have the Panzerfaust, but still, they have to get very close, and I think that's just out of range for them. Bunch of infantry moving up, trying to open fire. Half-tracks lighting up that infantry in the forest, pinning them down. Additional forces moving up. And I see here Brother Pedro having a huge issue. He's being flanked himself Looks like enough forces finally came in. He needs, V86 needs support, but remember, V86 has lines stretching from all the way on the left to all the way on the right. Really, Nick has to bring in that support. What the heck is this? V86 is a random unit behind enemy lines. Unsure how this will go, but the Axis now have a small victory, to say the least. A bunch of forces moving up. I don't think he should blob like that. I know it's like, oh, but he's being very powerful. Yeah, but the bombers have been, like, wiping so many squads, and I'm assuming this was his last-ditch effort to counter. That's why he's deployed so much infantry. Oh, no, fuck. He is infantry for days, apparently. More infantry. All right. So, right now, he has a huge allied defensive line over here. Things are not going well. They're taking some heavy casualties. But they're holding. They're barely holding. There's a lot of dead forces right here, but they're trying to hold as long as possible. Axis trying to push over that ridge line, and more additional forces coming in. We'll see how things go. Fighter coming in, trying to get some nice shots in. Managed to kill that support unit, very nice. But more have come with stronger AT components, so that could be very bad. We also have a Panzer IV being deployed. That's command tank. Very, very big issue. Now, they could try to bust through this line. Not seeing a lot of heavy defenses here, so maybe that's what B-86 is trying to do. He's going to break through there. But we'll see. On the left-hand side, a lot of allied... Well, yeah, a lot of Axis forces being pressed by allied lines. Or, sorry, yeah. And it seems like it's actually working. Remember, Nick hasn't really moved. He's been relatively here the entire time. So we'll see how well things go. Though he's advancing slowly but surely, looks like the Axis plane was knocked out by the Allied Tempest, so very nice job on that, gaining some air supremacy in the meantime. Let's see, we have a Vet 3 Cromwell, so that's hilarious. Defensive beacons, Brother Pedro's like, help me please, as I'm assuming he's fearing a flanking maneuver, which they could press. They have an open road which can come in. Probably it's blocked by this juncture. It's a little bit too hot to move in forces, but they could easily flank a lot of these forces and come around. Honestly, actually, I take that back. They set up an AT gun like right here. They could one-shot a lot of this stuff, which is very surprising. They don't try to do that. What's your range? You have 1,800. All right, so a smaller range, but still pretty damn powerful. You could come over here and just hammer them, but you're not getting the right angle, which is weird. Anytime I see them, like, I always try to use the terrain to my advantage. And you guys have a great swamp right here. You're just not really taking advantage. Wow, tanks just opening fire with machine guns, trying to break them up in the forest. Not bad. Axis losing a lot of infantry. How's that force line doing? They died. God, there's been so much death in this forest area. Back and forth. Neither side able to really press. Time on target coming in from New Order. This could be big because we can see here there's a lot of allied forces here. So a good time on target will completely break up that line and actually would allow the Axis to push and possibly force a huge surrender, because Nick Jan is what? 15th Infantry, so they're not airborne, so they can surrender. But they have to be in the capability to surrender. But that's why I'm assuming New Order is deploying his forces here, because he knows that time on target will come in. He knows he'll be suppressed, and he can rush in and be fine. But that being said, there's 3 Churchills. We have the Churchill along with 2 Churchill Crocodiles, which are flamethrowers and good defensive armor as well. Come on. Wow, that's a really light barrage. Oh, no, got one. Whoa, 3 fighters coming in, all targeting the 170. They didn't necessarily do a lot in killing, but they pinned all the forces. So if they can press up now and keep fire going, they might be they may be able to turn the tide. We shall see. I need to fix this. This is something huge they need to fix in the line. But I'm assuming they're putting all their pressure to try to break up this flank, because I'm assuming for the longest time they're like, yeah, we got this. Do they have any major AT on this area? Because they have a Panzer IV. No. That's really weird. Okay, so now he has a tank. He has 1 tank far in the back, rushing in to try to help out his friend. But again, it's all the way back here and going down this road, which is so, like, turny. That's going to be a while before it gets to the front. So in the meantime, this Panzer IV can just keep annihilating the half-tracks and help his forces press, which is what they need to do. Wow, you have a M4A3, but has no AT components. It's just literally a support tank versus infantry. So it has explosive rounds, but it can only just make it, like, have, like, mechanical issues. It's not going to kill it. It can't puncture its guns, so it can't do that. So, we'll see. Wow, big Axis push. Huge dent in the lines, kind of cementing it. Axis still be small advantage, but Allies coming back slightly, so we'll see how things go. Again, Phase C just occurred, so I'm expecting Panthers to be deployed any second, or some really, really powerful tanks. I don't think anyone has a King Tiger of the Axis side, nor do I think the Allies have this huge jumbo tank they can really call in. I know they have an armored division, which of course they can always call in some interesting stuff, but I don't think they're going to be calling in the massive tanks yet. The Crocodiles are probably the most annoying thing that they have to verse, but they have this, which, if you don't know, is a Flak 88. There we go. And that could easily penetrate Churchill armor. Churchill's, though, moving up. Nice shot from the Flak 88, hitting that Churchill. You have Flak 88's all the way over there. Churchill pushing up. A lot of focus fire on that Churchill, trying to take it out. Whoa! Was that a bounce? Holy shit! Was that a bounce? That was a scary as hell bounce. Flak 88 suppressed by the other Churchill. It looks like falling back a little bit, allowing this Crocodile to move up. But though the AA guns, the 37mm guns, using everything in their power to break up and stop this Churchill from advancing, which is terrifying. Look at all the shots coming down. Not killing it per se, but yeah, making it a terrifying advance if I was inside that crew. Focusing fire, Flak 88 needs to, well, fall back, of course, and then probably try to one-shot this. Oh, shoot, Churchill knocks out the command vet, allowing the Flak 88. Oh, shoot. Flak 88 needs to fall back immediately, otherwise machine gun fire will just annihilate it. They're not running out of bullets anytime soon, dude. You need to do something, and there it goes. So that's a huge loss for the Axis, because essentially that's their only way to push back those Churchills. The Flak 88s did fine, Flak 87s did fine at pushing that back for a time, but long term, no. You need some serious firepower. Allies have a huge open line they could probably press through right now. Fighters coming in and trying to bomb whatever they can. Axis slowly pressing on that ridge line, but the Allied force is not going up without a fight. And actually have a ton of AA to boot, so that Air Force is simply not going to do it. I know, Vodka, that's not necessarily your thing. Your thing is armor, so you really need to bring up that armor. You do have a Flak 88 for your own forces, which probably you need to bring up, honestly. And kind of just, like I keep saying, you need a Flak 88 like here, so you can just fire a lot of these armored units that keep coming into this pocket, open pocket area. But that being said, we have a huge Allied line here that could easily just press. I know you're trying to, like, encircle that group, but it's just not working. Right now, the Allies are gaining victory over a huge portion of the map. And again, it's there over there. They need to just close that up. Although Churchill, nice flank coming in, just trying to break them apart. You can see a Churchill over there, and then you have the Crocodile over there, and they have nothing to break this piece. This thing is just going to keep annihilating a lot of that infantry in that ridge line. So we'll see how things go. Time on target coming in, so he's trying to focus on artillery. Let's see, New Order. New Order is the infantry. So yeah, they don't have necessarily a huge tank force. They have a lot of artillery. But these are, what, 170s? So they're not extremely powerful. I think of like the 300+ millimeter guns that you can call in. They're fine. They'll do a lot of damage. And we can see here that against that 25 pounder. 25 pounder's like, hold on, what the heck was that? And maybe he'll kill it? Come on. No, it's really just suppressed right now. Yeah, not really helping. He needs a lot of more AT. Oh, there we go. 129 in town. Oh, shoot, sorry. 129 in town, opening fire on that Churchill. Can it get the kill? No, it cannot. Though it has probably 2 more strikes it can do. Coming around, this thing is an anti-tank gunner. And boy, oh boy, is that Churchill in trouble if he can do another strafe. Especially on that side. That's what I'm hoping he does. He comes in from the side, hits it from the armor. Because the front, yeah, it's 15. But the side, no, no, no. That's weaker. So that gun can open fire and help change the tide. But looks like he's coming in once again on the front. Which is fine. We'll see how things go. No, he's targeting the other Churchill, it looks like. But it is on its side. And he gets the kill on the crocodile. Nice job. Again, people think, oh, I have to hit the front armor. No, hit the side, because you will penetrate that. That's why when I play this game, I've been trying to divert my planes to the right and try to come in on the flank. That way it can get it's more likely to get a kill. Oh, good hit. Knocked out the priest, too. This thing has come in and just wrecked his... I mean, don't get me wrong. You can see all this and you're like, oh, God. But giving the Axis force on this side a little bit more hope. That being said, the forest area seems to be kind of forgotten, pretty much. There's a huge infantry push just ready to go. And you still have this Churchill right here, which could be a very, very hard thing to deal with. Allied force is still pressing. Big battle going on here. But the Axis cannot take the hill. They've been trying for so long with so many attacks, and they've been unable to really press against that hill. So, yeah, things are not looking good. Though, it seems that they are kind of focusing back on this area, kind of closing that up, which is allowing a 50-50 point spread. Yeah, we'll see how things go. Recon force coming in. I think it's just out of infantry, honestly. So we'll see how things go against another big push, which we're assuming is coming, because they have a lot of forces just prepped and ready to go over here. I mean, honestly, they have a Churchill, they have a ton of infantry just lying in wait. They are prepped and ready to go for another push. We have another Ju-87. Manages to get the kill on the Churchill. That thing is... these planes are sweeping, and he has not really a lot of AA to boot. Coming in. Oh, behind. Gets the kill. It's... oh my god. It's just picking... easy pickings for this Air Force. And nice hitting procedures. Just crippling that armor, allowing the infantry some time to breathe, restock, reload, and come back. Though he is falling back, so unfortunately that is an issue. Fighters coming in, but looks like he's going to pull back before he really has to worry about it. And they still have some AA components, so that will help the planes take some damage and hopefully keep the skies clear. Axis, for a time, getting, well, their points back, but nope, now it's 50-50 again. Nice push over here. We can see here now they're trying to push through a different area, which I think is necessary. Unless you're calling in these heavy bombers, or you finally put in a anti-air gun there to flank their armor, which is pushing in here. I swear to God, please do that. You need to. You honestly need to. Wow, nice bomb that did almost absolutely nothing. Oh, we still have a Flak 88 over here, so for just in comparison, they move up armor in this region or that, it's going to be one-shotted. And nice shot. Oh, it doesn't kill it. It will cause some damage, though, and might force it to fall back. The bombs are just so scattered, it's not really doing much. Nice shot. But yeah, it looks like a big allied push. And now we have time on target from V-86 coming in down right on a huge support network for the Axis. That can actually break the Axis and allow the Allies to push in through that region. So we'll see how things go. We have additional armor moving in. We have 2 Wolverines and some carriers coming in with artillery. Again, remember, the Allies had this under control for the longest time. Now the Allies, the Allies had it under control for a long time. Now the Axis are pushing up. They take that area. That's pretty huge. And once again, I'm surprised they're not bringing in... I know you have this Crusader AA, but I'm surprised they're not bringing in more AA. I would try to bring in as much AA as possible after literally, was it 4 of my tanks got blown up by planes? At that point, you're like, we're having some issues. Looks like the artillery helped break up a lot of this stuff. Fighter going in, but unlike the other side, Pedro has a ton of AA, just clearing the house before the fighters even have a chance to fire a single shot. So, very cool indeed. This is a very close game. Very close indeed. A lot of mechanized though trying to push through a different area. They're having some issues here, so they're pushing a little bit closer to the forest, which has no additional infantry, which makes me believe that, yeah, he sent all of his infantry through, and they just got bombed so much that they have nothing left to send. Pedro on the left-hand side, slowly cleaning shop. He gets, again, you had a perfect shot right here. Look at all this. It's asking to be blown up. It's like, please blow me up right now. We're all showing your side armor. It's right here. It's right here. Just put a flak 88. That's all you needed to do. That's all you needed to do. Damn it. Alright, so anyway, a big allied pushing in. Yeah, they have a Panzer IV. He does get some nice shots, sure, but this thing has better armor to hold against shots than the other one, so of course it's probably going to hold out a little bit longer. Oh boy. Allied planes doing pretty well. Axis pushing, though, little by little, trying to gain some territory. I guess if maybe unfortunately there seems to be too much infantry here for them to really push up. They need a plane to move in. Although I think they're Ju-87s or maybe still in repairs. Time on target coming in at this area. Maybe try to knock out the AA gun in the meantime. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, things are not going well. Nice AA defenses, by the way. And yeah, it looks like the Allies finally pushing, coming down the hill. Yes, that you can see there's definitely a hill there. Coming down that slope and finally pressing against the Axis forces. And it doesn't look like the Axis really have much to hold. Oh, look, there's a flak 88. But you can just tell it has no, like, the open marks are where it can shoot. This is a terrible location for that flak 88. Sure, it can shoot there. Fine. But that's, like, at the edge. It can't hit anything over here because the bridge is on. So, yeah. I don't understand why you have that thing there instead of, I don't know, over here. Bombs coming in, trying to target the flak 88. I don't blame them. That thing is the biggest issue they currently have. I think I just get a better shot of this thing. I mean, it looks pretty cool, right? I could be wrong, but I think the Axis tried to set up a defensive line of like 35. I could be wrong in this number, but I remember it's like 35,000 anti-air guns surrounding the area of like northern Germany, of like specifically around Berlin, to stop Allied planes from bombing it. Which when the Russians were starting to like help clear, the Allies were like, okay, and started just bombing the heck out of Berlin so that so the Russians can move in. Very cool. Yeah. Also, fun fact: once artillery started in Berlin, it did every Soviet artillery piece kept bombing it until Soviets took the city. They did not stop. Anyway, huge rupture in lines, pretty much causing a flanking maneuver of a ton of German units. Reloading attempt occurring, managed to kill some half-tracks, but there's literally a bunch in front. Fighters coming in, what are they trying to hit? Don't know. Oh look, the Ju-87's back! Oh, it's going in for the Wolverine. Oh, nice kill, actually. Very cool shot. Falling back, though. At least managed to knock out some of their... Unfortunately, that Churchill is the biggest thorn in their side to really press. But, yeah, I feel... This game is, I think, mostly done. I mean, it was a very close game, but I feel like for unit preservation, the Axis just threw more forces at the Allies, and that just... And they also didn't play their hill very well, or their territory, which kind of just lost them the game. I like how he's just bringing up whatever he can left. Try to hold, but Pedro has a lot. Oh my god, he just got Calliope moving up too. Calliope is, for those who don't know, very annoying thing, and now he's just deploying everything he possibly can to try to break up the Axis over here, which are barely holding that line. They're holding, But once that armor moves in, it's just not working. We have artillery coming in on both sides, trying to help clear stuff. A huge armor column just moving in. So that's a big issue of both medium and light tanks. So yeah, once that gets to the front, there's not going to be much left that the Axis can really fight with. Middle is kind of just a standstill. Allied, I mean, there's some Axis force in the forest area, but it seems like it really didn't matter. In the end, the Axis took the ridgeline, but they just took the smaller slope and are slowly pushing up. The Stooges are trying to open fire on some of that, a lot of the infantry and armor moving in, but just a lot to deal with. Just a ton of stuff fighting for control. And that Churchill has a better gun, so that Stooges armor really is going to have some issues. Artillery opening fire as well, just trying to help knock out those thugs, make them fall back. The one thing I'll say is this huge open line they have is the reason why they're not like losing, like bleeding out more. But even with that, it's GG. Like there's 2 minutes left, so I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. Got a plane strike moving in. I mean, there was a good defensive ridge line. I'm surprised. Like the Axis, I mean, like they got some good hits in with the planes and whatnot. I just never saw a very effective concentrated push. They always pushed a little bit, but it wasn't anything that really helped break a line. This was a grind, and overall it came up to unit preservation. Jesus Christ, that Calliope. Yeah, that's a Calliope for you. Just using a ton of artillery to help break up that area. That just keeps going and going and going. And yeah, there's not much they could do. There's not much, honestly, they could do. Axis seem to be regrouping a bit, but it's just too late. So let's double check for points. Brother Pedro, most kills. Yep, I could see that. I mean, he just tore them apart when they kept attacking up that hill. And mostly played defensive. He just held the top of the hill. Yeah, and Nick, yeah, he just kind of was there. He definitely took the most losses. I can think of how many armored vehicles he lost and everything. I mean, Pongo did fine, but yeah, he took a ton of losses. The best player was New Order. He did the best offensives that they possibly could do, and he did it really well, honestly, with his infantry. Vodka Red Bull did fine. Nothing too outlandish. It was just fine. But yeah, kills. Just trying to see who. Wow, that, Jesus Christ, the amount of infantry deaths. Yeah, the armor definitely did it. Let's see, anything for the planes, or not planes, but just anything else. Fallschirmjäger got a ton of kills, but nothing out there, nothing too out there. But in any case, that's Game On. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Before I go, I thank my Patreon supporters like Leo, Sean, Tim, and Carter. Thank you so much for your awesome support. But this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.